A very warm welcome from the Roots Allotment site in Garforth, Leeds. This is week 2 of my allotment vlog. So the strawberry looks happy. The chilies look happy. In fact, we've got a nice chilli growing there, and ladybugs. We've also got some good growth on the perpetual spinach. The rhubarb crown's looking good. Basil, meh. Actually, that basil's grown back a bit there. I thought these are big twigs, but that's grown back. However, the cauliflower, that's a goner. Then if we step across and look at the courgettes, they're looking all right. And the there we go. They look happy. Produce some cucumbers, and the blackcurrant bush is looking a bit distressed. Just have to hope for the best on that. Got quite a few weeds on the patch, but that's down for weeding Wednesdays. Then we've got the tomatoes looking happy, as are the 2 peppers just over there. The potatoes, that's 1 potato shoot, so that's come on quite well. And the other one that I spotted last week is over here, and that's coming up quite well. So yesterday we got some rain, which was good because I took a day off yesterday. Today's Monday, and it's a case of I've actually picked some more potatoes from the sharing shelf because there's still plenty there. So I'm just going to put in some more potatoes today and see what energy that I have. But the other thing as well, actually, the onions look like they're growing all right. Yeah. Oh, just I've rolled that back. It seems to have come a bit dark, as if it's going to throw it down. Oh dear. And I actually thought today, looking at the weather forecast, it was going to be a bit of a sunny day again. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, it's supposed to be a bit of cloudy, drizzly days, with Thursday being another nice day. But the weather's so changeable in this country. After 49 years on this earth, I still don't get it. Oh, blooming neck. That grass is... Oh. Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's just starting to tinkle with a bit of rain at the moment. So I brought my bucket today so I can do something about my weeds, and here's my weeds from the other day last week. One viewer commented on that they didn't think the ground looked too fertile. It's all compost, and it does look fertile to me in person. I can only think it's like when you film food. Sometimes if you look at a steak on camera and then look at a steak in real life, you know, sometimes it can look underdone when it's actually medium. And I think it's the same thing with this. the shades of the ground don't always reflect as accurately as in person, especially in post-production. I'll try and make the image brighter if I think it looks dull on screen. I think everybody does that. But yeah, oh goodness me, the aim of no dig is to literally no dig and get rid of the weeds and top up the compost. Oh, this strip of grass that's grown in here is a good example of why edging is important, because the grass just creeps across wherever you're growing. Oh, I've had this at home. Oh. 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 Yeah, so the recommended use of compost with no dig is to have about 3 inches on a base of soil and then top it up an inch every year in like early winter. I believe November is a recommended month for topping up your compost, although you can do it any time while you're going along. And the great thing that I found out the other day about roots is I saw a big pile of compost over there, and I put in a WhatsApp group, is there any cost to it or allowance? And I was amazed to find out that it's included on an as-you-need basis with your plot. So that's good. Just to know it's there on hand. I don't actually need any today. But yeah, it's nice to know it's there, because the ground here is actually, what I've been left with is alright. It's just getting these roots out from the previous weeds and whatever was grown here before the tarp was put on it. And yeah, so I've filled my bucket with weeds, well, root stock and whatever else stuff I don't need. So I'm going to take a walk down here because there's communal composter. It was shown to me on my induction, because when you join roots, everybody has a mandatory induction to show you where everything is, give you the codes to the gate and things like that. And yeah, it was pointed out that there's some communal composters around here, so I'll just have a look and see. Yeah, it's not looking like a sunny day at the moment. That much is for sure. It's not particularly cold either. It's just a drizzly, it's like a drizzly summer morning. Right, well, things have changed since I was shown. Where that pile is, when I came round, there was 3 compost net wire bin things. So I don't know, I just leave that pile. Some wire. There's 3 here. Maybe they're the 3 and they've been moved. So what's this? So compost and explain, please chop it up before putting in the bin. Yeah, so greens and yeah. So that's what I've got in my bucket. Although these look quite full. don't know what to do. It seems a bit bad just emptying it on top like a vandal and walking off, because it's all going to spill everywhere. But anyway, I quite genuinely don't know what to do with this. I guess I'm just going to throw it on top. If anyone from the site's watching this and would like to give me any advice on composting, or any advice at all, I'm happy. To be honest with you, I am just an amateur. Right, we'll go with that. I feel there. Goodness me. I hope that doesn't get blown away. Yeah. Okie doke. Someone's going to get a nice crop of potatoes. Potato flowers always look really beautiful. More potatoes. Yeah, it's lovely to look at what other people are doing on their plots. Because as I said last week, it's quite inspirational to someone like me. Because getting a strip of land to plant things on is a bit daunting at first. Especially if you've got neurodivergence like myself. I tend to get easily overwhelmed with things. So one of the great things that I found when I took on this allotment was the provision of this. I don't think it's with all the plots, might be with just a few, but it's a service you can ask for as well, and that's the tarpaulin putting across. But yeah, I had that. That's how my plot was when I got it, as you can see on the first video. Tarp, so it's made it more manageable for me to just roll it back a bit and do a bit at a time. One of the biggest challenges is going to be weeding, but as I said last week, I'm going to have weeding Wednesdays. So with that in mind, I've got these potatoes from the sharing shelf. There's still plenty for everyone there, and yeah, stick them in there and then come back on Wednesday to do some weeding. It's getting very blowy on site at the moment. Oh, right. So let's lay out these potatoes. Put one there. Oh. Yeah. I think if I could just grow potatoes, I'd be actually quite happy, because I am actually a picky eater, and quite a lot of what I'm growing is going to be for others, and not for me. Although I am going to use the opportunity of growing fresh food of different sorts that I don't really eat to try new things. So yeah, I've put these ones more towards the middle, and then I've got some stepping room on the edges to get in and water them. So now I just need to lever each one of these in, as you do with no dig. You basically get the trowel, try and make a bit of a hole, get the potato with the chits or shoots, trying to, if they're mostly pointing in one direction, make sure when you put the potato in that direction is up. So that's it. Just don't need to do much more than that. Then put one in there just the same. There's a weed. One good shot. If you were growing in straw, what you do is you put your potato halfway out of the compost, and 1/2 inch straw, I believe, because that's one other way of growing potatoes that's similar to this method. So many weeds. Oh dear. Yeah, someone who has trouble managing their energy. I always find anything that looks energetic quite daunting, and in this case it's weeding. I'm not looking forward to weeding Wednesdays. I know I could do a little bit at a time as I go along, but I prefer to let the weeds grow a bit bigger because I don't always have the best motor skills in my hands, and so bigger things are better in terms of pulling the weeds out. So now we need to get some water to just put something in the ground for these potatoes. Because I know it rained yesterday, but the tarpaulin was over this bit, so I'll go get some water. Yeah, and it's going to rain this week according to the forecast, so hopefully the rain part's accurate. That saves having to water as much. And yeah, as for my amount of watering, yeah, I think I do need to put more water when I'm watering into the ground, as one viewer pointed out, because especially with it being compost, yeah, it's just soaking it all up. So I'm just going to put the full can of water in this area, especially with the rest of the patch having been rained on, and then hopefully these potato tubers will soak that up, give them the energy to turn that into some good growth and good potatoes. Now I know I said I wasn't going to do any weeding till Wednesday, but I picked up this edging tool from Amazon over the weekend. I had to go with it in the garden. It seems easy to use, and yeah, there's a couple of dandelions there flowering, so I am going to pull them out because they're flowering, but I'm just going to try and have a go at doing this edge on the plot here. Because this cuts through the grass roots. And then hopefully I can just put my hand down and grab the edges that I've cut. Oh, blooming heck. Must be yeah, see, I don't know what's underneath here, but it feels quite tough. Could also be just heavy clear ground. Because I know that the bulk of the soil underneath is quite clayey. Having grown up in the area, all the soil around here is quite clayey. Right. Anyway, as I say, I'm not an expert. I know what I know. Let's get these dandelions out, because they do. As soon as that flower turns into a clock, that'll spread like mad. And I can expertly tell you, you don't want that. Nobody wants that. At least these weeds on the edges here are coming out quite nicely, because with them growing in compost, the roots are easier to pull out, because that's the thing with weeding, you mustn't just pull the top part off, you've got to get the root as best as you can, because otherwise it'll just, in most cases, especially dandelions, just grow back and it'll just look like another plant when it's the same one. Oh, it's quite tough going through. Alright. And I think, apart from anything, when you do get neat edges on things, it tends to set off what's in the middle and make it look like a nice presentation. Get these strands of grass, otherwise they'll root in. And so that's a nice defined edge, as best as it's going to get for me today. But it'd be certainly nice for me to look back on these videos in time to come and compare what's happening now to then. See if I've got any better, because I'd certainly like to get good at growing. Things I have grown in the past have been good. Just broccoli and cauliflower, I don't seem to be able to get from seed to plate. And that's going to be one of my challenges this year, is to overcome. Seriously, I said I wasn't going to do any weeding, and it kind of just like start a bit. It's like when you clean a little spot, and then you've got to clean the rest. But I am going to stop myself in a second or two. So just get this dandelion root out. I just think sometimes look like carrots coming out of the ground and roots. But yeah, that's definitely much more presentable. Not perfect, but much more presentable. And more importantly, it's those weeds are not taking nutrition away in the ground from the neighbouring plants now, which in this case is maybe row with onions. So I think I'll take this bucket down and see if we can get rid of this. And yeah. So I'll take this bucket down to the communal compost heap and hope that that's someone's project, I hope, that's been sorted out this week. Because I don't want to contribute to making it worse. But as I say, if I am contributing to making it worse, please comment in the comments and let me know. Because I want to be a help on the site, not an hindrance, as best as I can within my own capacity. So yeah, just see if I can balance another bucket on top of that heap. So there's my bucket. Hopefully if I lift this off it'll stay on. There's my other pile. Yeah. On a positive note, that's going to be a lot of good compost. So I'll take a walk back to the plot this way. Let's have a look at nice. So I'll take one. Let's look at everything today. I'll just take a closer look at this edge here, which if I was to trim back the grass, it would look like more of an edge. But yeah, I'm happy with that for progress for today. Done an edge, put in some potatoes, done a bit of watering, done a bit of weeding. So I've just come and taken refuge in the teepee a minute while it's just throwing it down a second ago. And as you can hopefully see by the screen grab that I've taken, it should actually be sunny, cloudy. But that's British weather for you, isn't it? But yeah, just, as I say, this is a vlog diary for myself to look back on. If anyone finds it interesting, brilliant. But yeah, my aims of this allotment is to get good at growing, grow some healthy food, supplement the weekly shop, and yeah, if I get good at it, hopefully it can replace having a weekly shop to some extent. Because on a no dig, the yields that you get, especially from potatoes and things like that, is actually quite high. From the evidence that I've seen of other people doing it online, particularly Charles Dowding is good in there to watch as an example. Yeah, might make the odd friend, who knows. But really, this is more of a personal challenge, to get me in the right routines of getting up and doing something, get motivated and, concentrate on something and stick at it. Because one of my own personal problems is, starting projects and not sticking at them. So I'd like to think that in a year's time, I'll be watching this video with a smile on my face saying, yeah, I did it. I'm still at it. And with a bumper crop by now to show for it. But we'll see. Nobody knows what the future holds. And yeah, I just hope that everybody who watches this has good luck and a great harvest, and leaves any tips for me if you have any tips or constructive criticism. I don't mind criticism. as long as it's constructive. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, and yeah, like and share if you want, comment. It's Weeding Wednesday. So the plot's looking all right with that defined edge I put in at the bottom. It's looking a little bit better. I need to do the sides at some point soon. Yeah, the weeds are there, and today's the day to pull out a few weeds. So yeah, right, let's get these weeds. It's always good to get the as much of the root out as you can. So I've done this part of the plot in terms of weeding. I've left a couple of things that I'm not quite sure whether they're potatoes or not, but let's take a closer look at the plants. Yeah, the strawberries okay and happy. The chilies are good and happy. And the perpetual spinach is looking good, as is the rhubarb. The twig's still a twig. The blackcurrant is in distress, but there's some shoots of new life there, so yeah, that'll recover soon, all being well. And then the cucumbers, we have a little cucumber growing there, and there's a little cucumber growing there. Courgettes, they're all right. It's potato. The onions, as you can see, they're coming through well now. The peppers and the tomatoes, they're doing good. See that potato is coming through. There's a weed there. I've left it just in case it turns out to be a potato, because I've done that before, pulling weeds and then they turn out to be not a weed. And yeah, that's another potato and one there. So there's 3 potatoes sprouted up that I can see. And then we've got this bit that I rolled back, the latest bit that I rolled back. I'm not going to weed this area. I'm going to let them grow just like I did in that area. And that'll be next week's Weeding Wednesday, along with weeding what I've just weeded, because it's going to have to be done every week. I'm not under any illusions about that. I'm going to have to do the edging as well, because in fact you can see here where the tarpaulin's blown back a bit with the wind, that the grass, it's all kind of, you can see the remnants of it where it's creeping in. So yeah, So I need to roll back the sheet a little bit more and clear some space because I'm going to put in some new plants. So now I've got to clear this patch. Oh, this, yeah, this is grass, root, all this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness me. Oh, well, it's a bit disappointing to come to this on the patch because I don't blame anyone because that's how plants are, but the tarpaulin was put down to make sure that this, I didn't come to this. Mind you, some of it's loose. Oh. 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 Yeah. And as I've said before, this is a good example of why edging is important. Because this, no doubt, has grown in as a result of not being properly edged. Oh. Oh. Right, I'll have to go empty this. And it looks like we're in the same situation as the other day. Although I've just got to empty this because I've got to put it somewhere because this plot is not properly ready for me. And that's not my fault. So I'm just going to have to put it there. That's about the best I can do. Because I don't know, there's no other, from what I can see, it's just scanning around, there's no other communal waste or compost bins. So sorry guys if I'm doing this wrong, but I'm just going to have to put it here. Unless someone in the comments can tell me where else I can put it when that's full. Because I feel bad just putting it on top of a full bin, but I have very little choice other than to create a mess elsewhere because I don't have enough buckets to take it all home, and I don't necessarily have the facilities at home to be taking waste from the site and composting it. So I hope that composting gets sorted, really. Unless it's supposed to be like that, that's the other thing. I might be looking at that as a problem and it's not. Again, comment below if you have an opinion. Yeah, as I say, I can't really blame anyone for this because the tarp was put on in good faith, and unless you come and check the underneath the tarp, it's you just wouldn't know. And I wouldn't expect anybody to be coming around checking under tarps, but I do feel like it's a bit unfair that I've got this to do. A little bit unfair because I'm not a normal person. I have autism and ADHD, and I have massive problems managing my energy. In fact, I'm actually exhausted already today. And we're not even at 9 a.m. Right. Oh, goodness me. Hey, gotta do what you gotta do. Oh. It wouldn't be as bad if it wasn't root, but it's blooming root. and that it's the effort you have to put in, like jabbing into cut through it, and that's what takes my energy. Hey dear. I suppose I better get fitter. Doing this will get me fitter with my couch potato body, which it is, because that's what I've pretty much been doing as I've for the past few years. Been going through a lot of trauma and dealing with trauma inflicted on me by the state, and it's and agents of the state that start going in one direction, and regardless of whether that direction is right or not, it's like they're in running an engine in one gear. Only got one gear, and that's forward. You never seem to see any apologies or anything. But yeah, my life has been turned upside down the last few years. It really has. And I blame Leeds City Council and the UK government. But that's a whole conversation for another time. I'll go empty another bucket, which is frustrating because, as you see, it's not even close to being done. It's ridiculous. It's not fair. I don't think this is fair, actually. But what can I do? So I've made a decision. It's going to take too much to be ferrying the buckets. So I'm going to just have to take the wheelbarrow down there. I'm just going to have to be perfectly honest, I'm just going to have to dump it there because there's no way I can get all this in the communal compost. As I say, it feels really unfair that I'm having to do this because whilst it's no one's fault, everyone else has got a nice prepared plot where they're not having to do this. And this is one of the things about autism, is I get dealt with by people so unfairly in life. When I get something like this, I think, it's fucking not fair. It's not fair. To anyone else, this would be just a minor problem. But with the autistic mind, everything's more dramatic. Everything seems worse. And things like this demotivate me. Especially when I think I should have rolled back that tarp and this ground should have been ready for me. It's not fair. It's not fair. Fucking not fucking fair. Oh. 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 Goodness me. Does anyone else have to do this? What made me feel better is if anyone's watching from the site and you turn around and say, oh, mine was worse, I had to do that, I'd feel a whole lot better. Because this feels unfair. Because what will happen from leaving here is I'll head off home. I'll sit down, get a drink, get something to eat, and I will literally fall asleep exhausted. Because I can't manage my energy very well. Oh. And things like this, which is unexpected circumstances, unexpected items in the bagging area, is frustrating as fuck. See, I'm swearing. Don't like to swear. You can tell I'm upset when I'm having to fucking swear. Oh, goodness me. Oh, I find this stuff overwhelming. Oh, God. Let's look at the plot, and I think it don't look much different than it did when I started. Oh. Yeah. No dig is perfect for someone like me because of the lack of need to put in all this effort. But then I get this and it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? I've just put in as much effort there, trying to clear this, and it ain't even fully fucking clear. And as much as effort as digging. It's annoying. That is annoying. Really annoying. And I'm going to include this because it's you know, and there's still this. Oh God. Yeah, that's nowhere even near clear of weeds. But I've only got so much energy. I can't do this. I can't be digging over a plot when I'm supposed to come to it and it's supposed to be like ready for me. Not fair. Now I've got to take this down there and just literally dump it because there's nowhere for me to put it. So yeah, not fair. See, this one's covered in tarp. When I look at that, the ground's a lot better on this plot. Looks like I've been given a bad plot. I don't know. Just annoyed. Oh dear. So I'm going to have to just tip this wheelbarrow out. Just tip it at the back here. Like I say, I've been left with no choice here. Unless someone can point out if there is another choice, what it is. It's either that or give up the plot. I can't be asked. So, some feedback for your roots. If you could get someone to check the plots before you hand them over, check under the tarpaulin. Because this might not seem like a big thing, but as I say, for me, for someone who has disabilities, this is a big thing. And look, it's not even all out. It's not even all out. It's not fair. Especially when I look at the quality of other people's plots. They can't have just done all that themselves from like zero. When I look at some new ones, this is unfair. And as I say, it's no one's problem. I mean, no one's fault in particular, because I realise this is a new setup, his roots and that, and you wouldn't know. You would know. But this could be avoided very easily in future by just checking the plot before you hand it over. Just have a look under the sheet. It doesn't seem like it would, because this I'm really annoyed at because of what I'm thinking about in terms of what's left underneath that sheet. If it's all like this, I'm going to be like livid. Because my understanding is that when you get your plot and pay for it, it's ready to go. This isn't ready to go. It's abysmal. It's abysmal. Absolutely abysmal. And it could have been avoided. You know, I can't say it enough. With autism and ADHD, unexpected situations like this, for some people, would just make them go, do you know what? Fuck this. I'm not going to do this. And that's why it's important, if you're watching Roots, that you make sure this doesn't happen in future. You know, it's unnecessary. So I've got these other plants to put in, and obviously I'm going to be coming back to this. It needs, you know, obviously it needs a compost top up and that with what's gone on with the amount I've just taken off it. I must have taken an inch off. So this is what I mean, Roots. It's like I've got to weed it, then I've got to put compost on, and then I've got to put my things in to do it properly. As it is, I can't be bothered putting any compost. I'm out of energy. After what I've just done, because I didn't expect to be doing this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put in these plants that I brought today. I did bring some potatoes. I'm not even going to bother because I've not got the energy. Goodness me. Right. I'll just put in the live plants. So these are Cambridge favourites, and these were purchased off eBay last year, I think it was, or the year before, as bare root stock. And yeah, so frustrating. Right. So I'm leaving about a foot gap in between these. God, this root's still in. Oh. Oh, this is not fair. All these roots that are still in this ground, and I'm getting down to the soil because the compost just ain't enough. Oh, goodness. Oh. Yeah, I'm really frustrated because I'd like to be going and getting some compost, topping this up and weeding this and doing all this properly, but as I say, I haven't got the energy. Because you know, with my condition and the way I try and manage my energy as best I can is by knowing what I have to do and to plan it out. I didn't plan to be pulling out a load of roots and grass rooting that's literally covering the whole of the plot from side to side. No, I didn't expect to be doing that. Oh, God. Did anyone else expect to be doing that when you came to your plots? just thought I've got to water these in yet. God. Oh, and I've got this blueberry. I might as well just put that there and just shore up onto it, because, as I say, the compost is next to nothing in this area. It's blooming frustrating. And I got that tomato, one seedling that grew this year. Got this root still getting these out. It's bloody frustrating. So empty this whole can into these I've just put in. So you can see just how much root stock there still is in the ground there. There's in all that hay sort of grass. Still loads there. It's for someone like me, it's soul destroying, which is why I'm going on about it. So having to do that bit, that was this half was, or this third was, that was easy. That was easy. That was straightforward. That was the way it should have been. Then as I've gone along a little bit, it's got a bit more difficult, and then it's got more difficult again. And yeah, Roots, if you're watching this is not the way. Not when I see how nicely composted all the other sites are. And you know, when if I go over here and just, let's see, if I peel this back, what am I going to see on here? Just as an example. Yeah. Not in any sort of state that mine's in. Why someone couldn't have lifted mine over there to see whether it was ready for me, I don't know. Because it's not like the plant short of pots, because Roots are advertising. In fact, they've got a special offer on at the minute that, you know, there's no joining fee. So yeah, maybe I'm just being a bit over dramatic or whatever, but because I've paid money, and because I've done this as a project, and because it's about motivating myself, I've met with something that shouldn't have happened, like a fucking plot full of roots. Anyway, Roots, sort it out. So because of that, I am totally demotivated to do any more. I did have some potatoes that I was going to put in as an experiment, some, you know, potatoes that have been rooting at home. These, got a couple of bags of these, but I've not got the energy, because I've got to think about driving home safely. And yeah, so I'm going to say this is the conclusion of week 2, because I won't be coming back this week, because I've got other things to do that I need to use my energy on, because that's just right pissed me off. I shouldn't be having to come to this, and you know, I'm absolutely dreading what's left under the rest of that black tarp. If that's Roots, then someone will have to come along and sort it out. Anyway, so this is the conclusion of week 2. where week 1 went really well and week 2 ended annoyed. I'm annoyed. And as I say, that's because I have autism and ADHD, where I have trouble managing my energy. I have trouble with unexpected circumstances. I'm trying to sort of be fair about this and think, well, is it just me? But as I look at the other parts, I think, no, I should have had something better quality than this. Anyway,